Hey, what's up, guys? You're watching the Fiery Friar podcast. I'm the Fiery Friar, and today I'm coming at you with a top 10 ranked 2024 Padres list. The Padres are 68 and 53, tied with the Diamondbacks, who are on fire since the All-Star break. We're both on fire. Unfortunately, they are too. We're trying to catch up to the Dodgers here, who are 71 and 49. Haven't been doing great, but actually in their last 10, they're 8 of 2, and they're on a 5-game win streak. So really, everybody in the National League West is on fire. And but yeah, they're the best team in the NL, tied with the Guardians, who are also 71 and 49. So really, everybody's in the race, but the Padres are definitely having an amazing season, especially compared to last year. So let's jump right into it. My 10th pick, Kyle Higashioka. Higgy is somewhat of a surprise addition to this Padres team. We got him in a deal with New York. It was the big Soto deal, and he just snuck in there behind Campy when Campy was hurt and is on fire. I mean, the dude is killing it. So he's got 14 home runs. He's only played in 55 games. And if the stats are a game or two off, it's just I've made this video maybe not quite up to date to where you are. He's 10th on the list in MLB catchers and home runs, but he's played half as many games as pretty much everyone above him. He has the same amount of home runs as Tatis, 38 RBIs in 55 games, highest slugging on the team, but he's not an everyday player. So gotta mention that. He catches Waldron. Waldron's got a nasty knuckleball. He's the only knuckleballer in the league. And from what I know, Higgy doesn't have any experience catching knuckleballs. But he comes over here and he takes that on and he does great. He's really done solid. It's not easy to catch a knuckleball, especially from Waldron. He's clutch. He on June 11th he got the walk-off to start the 3 consecutive walk-off home runs at home streak for the Padres. He's hitting 9th, and he really just adds power to the bottom of the lineup. He comes through, you know. He really does come through. He throws out base runners more than Campy. Not trying to knock on Campy or anybody on this team. I'm just telling you how it is. He's become a fan favorite. And add to all of that, this dude can jam on the guitar. All right. Number 9, Donovan Solano. Another surprise addition to this team. He's hitting .313 in 62 games played, hitting over 300 against both left and right-handed pitchers. OBP, on base percentage, .363, second highest on the team, only to Profar. He's helped at third when Machado was hurt. He's played DH, second base, first base. He's been critical for a team who hasn't been good against lefties all year. He gives you professional at-bats. That's one thing you can definitely count on with Solano. He's going to give you professional at-bats. He's also amazing in the field, especially like at third base, filling in for Manny. That's tough shoes to fill, but this dude does it. I mean, and not just barely. He does it. He's awesome. So he's cost effective. He's a veteran. He's more than a bench piece, but he is also a great bench piece. He can come in, help fill in for Cronenworth, Arise, and Bogarts, and like I said, especially when there's a lefty on the mound. And this dude has 0 errors. So, next, Michael King. Okay, pitching has been crazy this year. Musgrove and Darvish would certainly be on this list if they were healthy this year, but they haven't been healthy this year, and there are 1 and 2 guys. Michael King was also acquired from the Yankees and had limited innings in years prior. We didn't know how good he was going to do as a starter, and he has just done great. He's done great. and he's still going, and he's pushing those innings, and he still looks like he's solid. He's got the best ERA of the starters with 3.34. He's got a 1.18 whip. He's 11th in the league with 151 strikeouts. That's major. He's taken on a bigger role than has ever been asked of him, and he's handled it great. And he's a total likable guy. Mark and Mud have great interviews with him. It's always a bummer if they don't interview him the day after the game. He's really funny. People love him, and that's huge for this team. This team is a really connected team. You've got to fit with this team in order to be on this team and make it great, and Michael King fits like a glove. Number 7, Fernando Tatis Jr. In any year that he would be healthy, which has been few, I mean, he might be number 1 on this list. Okay? I don't think that's a surprise, but he's only played in 80 games. We don't seem to get to experience the Tatis we want to experience as San Diego Padre fans, but we're holding on. He's still young. He's had, steroid drama. He's gotten hurt multiple times, taken him out for a good chunk of the season. He was completely out of an entire season once. This year, we thought we were going to have him for a little while. He got a Gold Glove last year, but this year he hurt himself he said after the Soul Series, he had been feeling pain throughout his whole body. We didn't really even notice it as fans, I don't think, until later on. And eventually you started seeing him limping all over the place. He's on a 17-game hitting streak. You think there's nothing wrong with him, but apparently he's been playing with pain, and he's been out now for a while. So he'll be back before the end of the season. It's almost like pinch me, I'm dreaming for Padres fans, because there is a real chance with how hurt we've been all year that we will have a virtually fully healthy team with Musgrove, Tatis, and potentially Yu Darvish coming back. So he's second in OPS with 821. He's third on the team with 8 steals. This is only in 80 games. Third on base percentage with 354. Third highest slugging of everyday players with 468. When he comes back, he's only going to help this team, I believe. There's superstitions that's like we're doing great without him. And when we had him for a full season, we didn't do that great. But that's all BS, I think, personally. Tatis is the best player in the major leagues, arguably. To some people, it's undisputed. He's really that good. He played the whole entire season, this season, hurt, and was still vital. His absence exposes a huge vulnerability in right field. Peralta has really stepped up to the plate, but he's no Tatis. Tatis can throw you out from the outfield. He makes you think twice. Okay? He completed the 8-run comeback against the Cubs earlier in the season, came in clutch with a home run. He's not afraid of the big stage at all. Like I said, he was on a 17-game hitting streak. He was named an All-Star this year, only playing 80 games, and he couldn't play, but he was still named an All-Star. He'll probably be an All-Star for life. Okay, moving on. Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is another one who has stepped up to the mound, so to speak, when our starting pitching wasn't there. So, not that we didn't think he could. He's been great before. He's coming from a team who's doing absolutely horrible on historic levels bad. So he's come to the Padres. He's a happy camper. Okay, we've seen a few different facial hairstyles from him. We love the kid. When he's upset at a pitch because he loves this game, he wants to win for this team. When he's upset at a pitch, he turns his back to the catcher. You think Cappy or Hickey's going to throw the ball back to him and hit him right in the head because he's so disappointed with himself with just one pitch. He wants to strive for perfection. He has 181 strikeouts at this point when this video was made. It's the most in the MLB. The most in the MLB in strikeouts. That's so huge. He has the most innings pitched with 142 on this team, 3.41 ERA. WHIP is 101. That's great. 11 strikeouts per 9 innings. Your K9 is a happy camper. Every 9 strikeouts a game for the Padres, you get free food and stuff for your pets. So, and he's a pet guy. He is a pet guy. There was once rumored he had like 11 cats. He's gonna be a cat. He's already a cat lady. Okay, he's an old cat lady that lives at home with all her cats. Okay, but I don't think he really has that many. I think, people were just, his teammates were giving him crap because they love him, and that's what good teammates do. They haze each other. Haze. Not hate, just in case you thought I said hate. He's got a 2.9 WAR. Okay, he can hit 100 towards the end of the game. This dude. Now, did I mention? Dude has a no-hitter. He had a no-hitter in a game where he went out and pitched an inning, and there was a rain delay. A rain delay for over an hour. This dude comes back out. When on the radio they're saying, oh man, I don't know if he can come back out and do anything. Throws a no-hitter against the Nationals. I mean, this dude is unbelievably good at baseball. He's an amazing pitcher. We're lucky to have him. He's going to be vital for us in the future of this season and in the future in general. All right, so let's move on. And already half the guys on this list were acquired this year. And that includes Luis Ariz, okay? Out of nowhere, we get a Luis Ariz. AJ Preller pulls a rabbit out of the hat and grabs Luis Ariz from the Miami Marlins for nothing. For virtually nothing with how much he has added to this team. He really hasn't been an expense, okay? He went over 70 at-bats, I believe it was. Don't quote me on that. Over 70 at-bats without a strikeout. He has the second most hits in the league behind Bobby Witt Jr. with 145. At the point of this video, he only had 26 strikeouts in a year, okay? That's the best in baseball amongst regular players by so much. He's played in 111 games and had 474 at-bats. 111 games. 474 at-bats. And he struck out 26 times. Okay? Second place, which is hard to get stats for this because there's pitchers in the stats and there's people that got hurt and only batted 30 times. But even those people have struck out 20 times. Second place, I would say, is Stephen Kwan. He's played 92 games, 369 at-bats, and he's had 35 strikeouts. Okay? That's the next best guy. After that, the next best person with over 100 games, like Luis Ariz has 111 games. The next best people with 100 games, someone with 101 games, has only 240 at-bats and has 42 strikeouts. Okay, that's almost double. He has fifth most at-bats in the MLB, by the way. Okay? That list goes, with the most at-bats in the MLB, goes 492 at-bats, 117 strikeouts. The person with the most at-bats has 117 strikeouts. And he only has 20 more at-bats than Luis Ariz. Okay? Next on that list, 491. That's one less at-bat. 121 strikeouts. 121. Next on the list, 487. Remember, Luis Ariz, 474. 487. 147 strikeouts. Then 481 and 96 strikeouts. And then Ariz is next on that list of at-bats. 474, 26. I can't explain to you any more redundantly how insane that is. I mean, they compare him to Tony Gwynn, and that's like, you don't even like to say that phrase, especially as a San Diego Padre fan, to say anybody is even in the same category as Tony Gwynn. But there's one person who sprays the ball all over the field that doesn't strike out, that you know is going to put contact on the ball every single at bat, and you're shocked when he doesn't. The only two people that's ever been for a San Diego Padre fan and a baseball fan is Tony Gwynn and Luis Arraez. Insane numbers. 4th total bases, 180. That's on the team. The most hits on the San Diego Padres. Second most runs with 61. And this dude is batting first in the lineup. Tied second with the most doubles. Oh, did we mention he's hurt? He's been hurt. His hand, he's got a torn ligament in his hand, and he's still on fire. Okay? Started out hot and led the team in batting average. It leads the team in batting average, even after getting injured. I believe he's hitting like 303 right now. He doesn't even swing at the first pitch ever. I mean, everyone knows that. I mean, he's swung at a few lately, but dude goes up there, scans the field, okay? The pitch is being thrown, doesn't even move. He's like, okay, cool, that's one strike. Let me just, even when they throw a ball first, you think like he's just trying to see the ball. They'll throw a ball. He'll wait until they throw a strike to even start thinking about hitting. It's insane. He can play 2 positions. He can play second base when we need him, when we're in a pinch. And he also plays first base, and he DHs. Moving on. Robert freaking Suarez. Okay? Fastball of all fastballs. This dude, I mean, he's up there with the highest fastballs in the league. There's definitely people that can throw as fast as him, but he's the most lights out dude. 25 saves, tied 4th. Okay, and that's a funny category because, you know, a team that doesn't need saves, you're not going to get the most saves. But lately, we've been in 1-run games on an amazing stretch, and he's really come in and he's produced. He produced in the playoffs when we were in the playoffs. Did fantastic. When he first came to the Padres, he was like, he looked really bad in his first couple games. I mean, he just looked horrible. But he kept his composure. He really did. This dude, I believe, don't quote me once again on this, he was a construction worker until his late 20s, if not 30s. And from what I understand, somebody told him, hey, man, you can throw a fastball, whatever, he's play catch. I don't know what the heck he was doing. So he goes and he ends up making it on a major league team, the Padres. I mean, he's a diamond in the rough. Okay? He's got a .86 whip, 1.55 ERA, 2.5 WAR. He's only blown 1 save this year. He is an all-star. Okay? He's calm and composed as a closer. That's what you need in your closer. You're not really going to see him jumping up and down. Everybody else might be jumping up and down. He might be the reason everybody's jumping up and down. But he's still calm and collected. He's a cool guy. He's cool. He throws up to 102. Not afraid to throw more than 1 inning. Coming off of Josh Hader. Padres fans were over that noise. He'll come in the 8th. You're not going to see him complain. He comes in when he needs to come in. Excellent in the postseason, like I mentioned, and he's got some bomb walkout music. Now the lights go out. If you're not familiar with it, you're going to freak out for a second. You think all the power went out in the stadium, but how does everybody already have their phones out with their lights on it? Because they know it's Robert Suarez time. It's Robert Suarez time. Okay. Third on the list, Manny Machado. Manny Machado. Notoriously slow starting out every year. Okay? Notoriously slow. Always picks it up. Captain of this team. Guaranteed captain of this team. You see him get fiery with Tatis in the dugout a couple years ago. It's not all about you. It's not all about you. You know, Tatis learned from that. Tatis did learn from that. And this team, it's all about the team. Okay? And within that team that's all about the team, there is a captain. and it's Manny Machado. He's second most in doubles, second in home runs with 18, third most total bases, 192, fourth in walks with 31, third most in hits with 116. This dude plays hurt. You can't get him not to play. He wants to play. He's going to play. He's upset when he's not playing. He's upset when he's not playing good. Okay? Sometimes he looks lackadaisical and lazy. And no, he doesn't always hustle to first base. And that does piss me off personally sometimes. But I actually learned from him that, you're going 163 games a year and you're playing a career. There's times when you can, tune it down a gear a little bit because you're going every single day. It's baseball. It's not football. Yeah, but the football's once a week and it's, 16 games a year. Baseball's every single day. If you hit a dinker to first base, chances of him getting an error is low, okay? But you'll see. If he needs to hustle it out, he'll hustle it out. I mean, he might be blowing a bubble, but he'll hustle it out. Manny knows baseball, and he doesn't let things get to him. Strikes out in a big moment. He still doesn't let it get to him. He's not results-based. He knows it's the process that matters, and it will lead you to great things. And he instills that in the rest of the team. And you can tell, and everybody looks up to Manny. Even the other team looks up to Manny. A lot of people got beef, but, haters going to hate. The more haters you got, the better you are. I mean, come on. People don't like Manny for their own reasons, but we love Manny here in San Diego. We love Manny. Manny is amazing. He does great against the Dodgers, our rivals, even though he came from the Dodgers after 1 year. He didn't like it over there. He come over here and he just puts the smack down on him every time they come around. He's always encouraging other players to stay in the game. He always backs up his teammates on the field. Okay? Like in the famous game of this season when Profar, okay, so Profar, in a nutshell, Profar got a walk-off double against the Nationals and is celebrating and is kind of, directing it towards the Nationals dugout, if we're being honest. And the next day, because the Nationals didn't like that. They felt disrespected. Okay. The next day, Profar's coming up to bat. The catcher doesn't let him get in the batter's box. He starts poking him, saying, we didn't like that. You know what I mean? We didn't like that you celebrated. And Profar's he's just like, okay, this dude. And Manny comes up and pushes the catcher off, and he looks scared. I mean, legitimately, go watch the video. He looks scared. Bench is cleared, Okay, and then finally, nobody gets ejected. Finally, when Profar comes back up, the first pitch, he gets hit. Profar gets hit all the time. We don't think it was intentional, but it's just like, that's the one thing you weren't supposed to do right there, and you hit him. You should get ejected. He doesn't get ejected. In fact, our manager gets ejected because he was livid, but they didn't think it was intentional. Manny comes up because he bats after Profar. Guess what he does? The first pitch, home run. Crowd goes absolutely nuts. Biggest hit of the year. I don't think anything will match that unless we get to the postseason, because we're getting to the postseason. But in the postseason, maybe something will rival that. But that was freaking huge. It was insane. And Manny comes through like that. That's not the only time he's done that. He comes through like that all the time. He backs up his team on the field all the time. When they have a pitcher's meeting at the mound, you guarantee Manny will be there talking to the pitcher, not just listening. He's talking to the pitcher. You see him giving words of encouragement and those vibes that Manny has of, like, in big moments, there's a lot of pressure of, hey, dude, you're fine, dude, just do your thing. Do your thing. You're on this team. You're here to play baseball. He gives the same freaking interviews. For some reason, I love watching him every time. He gives interviews of, it's just baseball. That's just baseball. That's just baseball. That's just baseball. You start to realize after a while, he's right. It is just baseball. This is baseball. Everybody's going crazy over this and that, and the other, but it's just baseball. We're here to play every single day. These are Mannyisms. You put in the hard work. We appreciate each other. We're here for each other. Don't put words in my mouth. This is baseball. This is baseball. That's a hard team. Don't underestimate the team you're playing. come out here, play good baseball. I can keep going, but you understand. He has a sweet swing. When he's on, the team follows. Like literally, when he's on his game, the team follows. Everybody follows his lead. Manny is the captain by far. On pace to get a Gold Glove. Haven't even mentioned his defense. Dude can play just as well with his bare hands as he can with a glove. I mean, he's nuts. Don't hit it to third base, okay? If he's not very fast, you can hit it past him. But if he can get a glove on the ball, you're out. You're done. You're done. Unfortunately, he does lead the team with 92 strikeouts. Jackson Merrill, who another, not a trade, but coming from the minors. People thought Jackson Merrill wasn't ready for the majors this year, and they are laughing at themselves at this point. Jackson Merrill is a Hall of Famer. Jackson Merrill is a Hall of Famer, and it's not too early to say that. It's not a fluke. There's no way Jackson Merrill is a fluke when he's coming every single day, and you can tell how mature he is baseball-wise, okay? He leads the team in WAR with 3.0. Fourth most in doubles, 19. Most triples with 4. Third in home runs with 17. He's played every single game. I mean, he might have missed like 2 games, but he's played pretty much every single game. Second in total bases, 196. This is a rookie. He's 20. He turned 21 during the season. Third of everyday players in OPS with 806. Unfortunately, he's third in strikeouts with 80. Happens to the best of them. Second in steals with 13. Third best average of 291 when you're not including Solano. 291. 291. He almost has a 300 batting average as a rookie, and he might even get there. Second highest slugging of everyday players with 483. He hit 4, listen to this. He hit 4 game-tying home runs in the 8th inning or later in a 12-game stretch. It's never been done. I mean, if you didn't watch the game, you came home from work and you looked at the news thing, it said Merrill game-tying home run, you thought, well, the crap, my internet hasn't updated. It hasn't updated for 3 days. No, he's been hitting him like he's been the dude every time in the clutch. It's insane. It's insane. He just made a diving play to solidify a 2-1 victory over the Pirates just the other day. If he's not saving the game with his bat, he's saving it with his glove. He played shortstop and was going to play possibly left field. Ends up playing center field for the first time in his life in the major leagues, learning that position. And he's going to be a Gold Glover before you know it. Dude is unstoppable in center field. Trent Grisham was good. Merrill, I think, is even better. I think Merrill's even better. There was a no-hitter against Cease. Merrill's clutch. There was a no-hitter against Cease. Bogey goes out to catch a ball, hits off his glove. Merrill's right behind him, as if he's like the kid on the team trying to impress the coach, backing up everybody, even when they don't need backing up. And when you do it that one time and you get the ball and you look great, I mean, he's there. And he's not even doing it for that reason. Okay? It was the only 4-8 out in a no-hitter ever. If it wasn't for Skeens, he'd be Rookie of the Year, and he doesn't even care about Rookie of the Year. Legitimately, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's not just saying that. He really doesn't care. He loves this baseball team. He cares about this team more than himself. He gets up and he goes to the ballpark early just to hang out with the players. Okay? He's really soaking in the moment. And so is his family, and so are his friends. His mom and dad, we know what they look like. They're there every single day. He hit a home run in Boston right to his mom. I mean, she almost caught the freaking ball. Okay? It's nuts. I mean, he'll wave at his mom and dad on the field. In Baltimore, I believe it was Baltimore, he had Merrill Madness there. It was like, I swear to God, it was like 100 people in the crowd wearing Merrill Madness that had known him when he was growing up. Insane. Love Merrill. He is possibly going to be the face of this franchise. With him and Tatis as young stars, it's incredible. Let's go to number 1. Jurickson Profar. Jurickson Profar. Let me just start with his stats. Most hits on the team behind Arise with 123. Remember, Arise is like leading the freaking league, except for he's behind Bobby Witt Jr. Most runs on the team was 68. Most RBIs, 72. Most total bases, 201. Highest slugging of everyday players with 486. Highest OPS on the team with 881. That's most, highest on the team. He's number 1 in these categories. Third most doubles with 21. His on-base percentage is third in all of baseball with 396 behind Judge and Soto. Second best average behind Arise. And that's just a testament to how good Arise is, okay? He was hitting 297 at this point of this video. He might be hitting better right now. He's been above 300 all year. Second in WAR with 2.5. He's been hit 13 times. When I made this video, I think he got hit again after I wrote this stat down. He's been hit the 4th most in the MLB. People don't like Profar. Profar is the coolest dude. He's the coolest dude. He's had beer bottles thrown at him. He's feisty, man. The umpires probably don't like him because he knows the strike zone. And he will call you out on it. And he's rarely wrong about it. Sometimes he's wrong, but he's rarely wrong. He probably even knows when he's wrong. He already started arguing. He can't back down now. Second most walks with 56. Only 1 behind Kim when I made this video. Most home runs on the team, 19. He's almost got 1,000 batting average when the bases are loaded. Almost. That's including a grand slam. He's a switch hitter. The clubhouse loves Profar. He was gone. He went to Colorado last year, and it sucked. But before that, he wasn't really super duper star at that point anyways. He was always projected to be a star, and he kind of fell short of that like so many do. But we still love Profar, and he still was good. But he went to Colorado, did horrible, and apparently did not like it over there. Comes back on $1 million contract, AJ Preller genius, and ends up with his best year by far in his whole career. He makes the All-Star team. He's amazing. He's doing so good, and for such little money. This team this year did the opposite of what they did last year. Last year, they spent all the money in the world and did below expected by far. Okay? This year, they cut their budget significantly and have done way better than expected. I mean, they're almost leading the division. They're catching up with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have the best record in baseball. Okay? Mike Schilt should really be on this list too, but this is just for players. But Mike Schilt has instilled in this team from the get-go the camaraderie and the brotherhood and the togetherness and the family aspect of this team. And Profar is a huge part of this family. Everybody loves Profar. Everybody loves Profar. Profar loves everybody. He's got the biggest smile on his face. Comes in clutch, is so dominant. He's such an amazing player that he surprised everybody this year. And he said, I've always known I could play like this. So there's probably more to come. There's probably more to come. I have nothing. so much to say about this team. This list was not easy to make. Crony isn't on this list. Bogarts isn't on this list. And I have my reasons. I won't get into them, but they're still great players too. Kim, unfortunately, is not having a great year, but everybody loves Kim. It might not be we might not see him next year, but they chant his name when he bats, even when he's hitting 220 something and making the most errors on the team. He still tries to, make up for it by having the most steals on the team, having the most walks on the team. This team really could go all the way and win the World Series, and I'm not scared to say it. And everybody knows it in San Diego. This could be the best team we've ever had. This could be definitely the best team we've ever had. We won 16 of 18 games. We've never done that before. We were like 500 at the break. We're 15 games above 500 now? That's insane. That's insane. But unfortunately, this year you got teams like the Diamondbacks who are just as good. But you're always going to have teams just as good. You're always going to have teams just as good. But if we keep winning these close games, we're going to be good in pressure situations. We're going to have all the confidence in the world going into the playoffs. We've done good in the playoffs before with worse teams. This is real, and this is for Peter Seidler, and everybody knows it. Just like Ray Kroc was on the uniforms the year after he passed away and we went to the World Series, we're going to have the PS on our uniforms the year after Peter passes away, and we're going to go to the World Series, and we could win it. Quote me on that. Thank you for watching. I'm the Fiery Friar. I really do appreciate you guys watching and would love if you subscribe. I remember not subscribing to channels, but now that I've started this channel, I realize subscriptions really do help a lot. They really, really do. Smash that like button if you want to. I'm not going to push it. I want you to want to do it, and I want to give you my thoughts on baseball as much as possible, and I really do appreciate you watching. Thanks, guys.